want to keep up with the times and educate yourself a bit, because look, it takes a bit of effort to go and learn these platforms. It doesn't come by itself. Everything is a lot different. She managed to find this perfect candidate for the client, and she's done CVs, references, vetting, etc., etc. Client is interviewing next week. Yay! Hi everyone, my name is Yaki Leet. I am the franchise developer for the Lowveld area as well as the KZN area. I have been with the Express family for the past 13 and a half years, which 11 of those was spent within an office. My passion for people, my passion for Express and the brand is never ending. So today we will be talking about the skills gap dilemma that we are currently facing. So enjoy. Most common skills gaps that we identify, and I've had a discussion with a couple of the franchisees and the offices that I deal with on a daily basis, and most of them have identified definitely at the top of their list is technical skills. So people that come into the office that says that they've got the qualification, but not necessarily the full skill required to do that job. Okay, the second very most common one is communication skills. In other words, those soft skills that not everybody has. Teamwork, communicating with one another, problem solving. It's strange how people take that for granted, but I think with our current situation and our technical use of cell phones, AI, computers, we forget how to communicate with one another. Just sitting down, having a decent conversation with the guy next to you. Adaptability and resilience also came up quite often. So they find that people do not adapt to situations very quickly. They, especially I think with the younger generation, they tend to start getting a bit nervous when things change too quickly according to them. And to adapt to that situation, saying, okay, hold on, I just need to change my focus a bit and handle this new situation rather than hit the road running. And then resilience to change. Not a lot of people like change in their working environment. They're very comfortable where they're at. So that was definitely also one of the skills gaps that we identified. So how do we address these skills gaps? There's a lot of ways that we can do this. Firstly, I would start with, say, on the job training. People can get this hands on training from the very skilled people that they work with. Once again, we go back to teamwork, people working together with one another closely, shadowing somebody you see in your office that you think is successful. So, somebody that you can identify and say, that person seems to know what they're doing. Let me see if I can shadow them. The other one was formal education, educating yourself. So doing a little bit of extra studies after work, over your weekends to improve the skills that you need in your specific position. If you've identified that there are shortages, continue self-improvement efforts. That goes without saying. And then obviously with Express, the one thing that we really focus on a lot is providing training. Online training platforms. We've got the EU learning platform where the person can go by themselves and go and upskill with all the skills that they need within the office. And then we also provide weekly online training sessions that's really brilliant that focus on 4 or 5 different aspects that we as a business work with. So definitely from the company side as well. A lot of information that we give forward to the employees to upskill themselves. Job seekers can tell they are missing essential skills by obviously asking for feedback from their employers. So those one-on-one meetings are crucial. And if you're not in an employment situation where your employer does one-on-ones with you, ask for that. Ask for feedback. Speak to your colleagues, speak to people that you work with to see where you are lacking. And I mean, in all honesty, if somebody has to ask me, Yaki, can you tell me where I am lacking something in the working environment? And there's something, I'll give an honest opinion, because that would help that person to improve with their current job. So definitely, in my opinion, so on the job, and then also if a person feels that they are not contributing towards the office 120%. You've got to do a bit of introspection. Go home, go think about what it is that I am missing in the office. What are the other people doing that I am not doing that I can maybe improve on? It is extremely important for continuous learning and skill development on the job. In today's market, we have got so many platforms that we can work from. If you are still stuck in the way back when and you are not utilizing the tools that we've got, the AI, the platforms, the LinkedIn, the I don't know, there is just so many of them. If you are not using those that's at your disposal, you will be left behind. And we've actually had a great session about this last week, where people that did not keep up with the times fell off the bus completely. Their businesses had to close down. So you've got one of two options. You're either going to keep up with the times and educate yourself a bit, because look, it takes a bit of effort to go and learn these platforms. It doesn't come by itself. Everything is a lot different. I mean, um, we had a great session with one of our training specialists at Express last week. Brilliant session on how to recruit via AI. And I'll tell you, to give you an example, he was talking about Claude and how to do recruitment. And I tell you, one of our employment specialists in an office that I service, she's been battling to find a reliability engineer for one of her clients. And what does she do? Straight after the training, she hops onto Claude and she starts looking and typing the job spec. And voila, there we go. She's got it. She managed to find this perfect candidate for the client. And she's done CVs, references, vetting, etc., etc. Client is interviewing next week. Yay! So that is really brilliant. That is a sign of keeping up with the times. We have to look at continuously training. In this case, we had our training specialist that could give us the tools to use in order to find these we call them purple squirrels because they're so difficult to find. But I mean, there's the brilliant idea of this tool. Actually even gave her a little bit of background as to why this person is so good for this role. So yes, keeping up with the times and the platforms and the tools that we've got at our disposal, extremely important.